welcome to a brand new edition of Tournament Arc, an Oregon State University anime show. My name is Maya Barnaby, and starting today, I will be assuming the position of host duties. I would like to take a moment of appreciation to Maddie Coe for doing a great job of hosting last season. I hope we can take the base she helped build for the show and continue to make enjoyable content going forward. So, what could today's show be about? Well, today we are talking about a show that is certainly a little bizarre, to say the least. Today we will be talking about the show JoJo's Bizarre Adventure by David Production. This show follows the family Joestar bloodline as they fight vampires, go on adventures, solve murder mysteries, get involved with mafias, awaken 1,000-year-old gods bent on destroying the world, as you do. And I've heard there's some flamboyant posing and JoJo references. In all honesty, the show is kind of hard to describe, so to help me nail down the true essence of JoJo, I have brought Kurt to help us out. Kurt is not only a good friend of mine and a fellow student, he is also a self-proclaimed expert on all things that are JoJo. Isn't that right, Kurt?
Well, expert is a strong term. It's a strong word.
I think it'd be used appropriately.
I'm an avid fan of JoJo. I know a lot about JoJo and the show and all that. I wouldn't say I am necessarily an expert.
Okay, well then as a self-proclaimed super mega huge fan, which is actually an expert, how much of JoJo's would you say you have either watched or read at this point?
So I haven't read any of JoJo so far yet. It's on the docket though. I do plan on reading it eventually. Now, when I was watching JoJo, I've done a lot of that. So currently I've watched all the way through parts 1 through 3, and I've started 4, but I haven't finished 4 yet.
Okay. Okay, it's a good start.
Yeah.
It's a good start. You're almost there.
Almost there.
Almost there. How would you describe JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Because it follows a very weird family bloodline tree root kind of thing. I don't really. How would you describe it?
Well, bloodline, because you do. There actually are points where you'd skip a couple generations. So I would just go general bloodline. But certainly, it's aptly named. It's a bizarre show.
It's very bizarre.
Because the Joestar family just attracts trouble everywhere they go.
Just a bunch of lawless troublemakers.
I mean, they're not lawless, but they attract the lawless.
That can definitely be said.
Is a pain.
For sure. And in the third. They're not really seasons. What would you call them?
We usually just refer to as parts.
Parts. So in the third part, there are these I guess you would call them spirits that are called stands. How would you describe what a stand is?
So a stand is a physical manifestation of kind of someone's psychic power and energy and all that. Mm-hmm. Everyone has this kind of energy, but only people who have actually powerful levels of it, I guess you'd say, have it manifest into what is called a stand.
Okay. If you had your own stand, what would its superpowers be?
Oh, ooh, I don't know.
Really into the nitty gritty here.
Because I mean, so Silver Chariot, just Polnareff's, is really interesting and kind of how it can essentially slash even through things at a molecular level, mm-hmm. And can disassemble things that way. I like Kakyoin's so his Hierophant Green's ability to kind of possess people and stuff. Yeah. Her purple spirit photography is kind of just lame.
You think that's lame?
It's kind of lame.
Okay. Noted.
Joseph can grab things, or he can make a picture show up. That's
photography
about it.
Is very in.
Oh, I love photography, but I wouldn't want that as a power.
Fair
I
enough.
can do that already.
Fair enough.
If I could, I'd probably lean towards what Jotaro's can do later on.
Right.
Not only is it strong and precise, but you can also, Dio's can, stop time for a bit.
Yeah, what did you think of Dio's stand not being shown until the very end?
Well, I mean, I think it was actually quite fitting because, so the whole point, he took Jonathan's body.
First of all, very rude.
Very rude.
Very rude.
Jonathan went through so much to kill the guy, And then he just takes his body? I mean, what's the deal?
That's, I
just turned to Seinfeld for a second. What's the deal?
What's the deal? Yeah, no, it's just rude. It's just a little inconsiderate.
So rude. Taking someone else's body, I mean, at least ask first, guys.
Yeah.
Ask before you take someone else's body.
You need to
for your
have
own.
consent from the other person before
you put
you
your
kill
head
them
on
and then
their
you
body.
sew your own head onto their body. It's very important, especially in 2019. So how would you describe like the general tone of the show?
I mean,
because it is bizarre.
Very bizarre. It's a very high-paced show, very action-y. I mean, there's at least like a fight per episode.
Maybe two.
So, maybe two.
Maybe two.
Maybe two at the same time.
Who knows?
Looking at you, whole horse. For anyone who doesn't know, it is one of the enemy characters from the third part, Stardust Crusaders. Mm-hmm. His stand is a gun.
Hey, you win some, you lose some.
But
what do you think of the fact that, I mean, at least when I'm watching this show, the episodes that I've seen, every time anything happens ever, it's always described by other characters, even though you can see it visually happening?
Yeah.
Do you find that annoying or I can see what's happening?
I think it's kind of humorous, actually. And it kind of fits with the personalities that the characters have presented themselves with, where it's kind of just like, oh my God, this thing's happening. Oh, and now this stuff. Oh, we're all trying to process at the same time. So someone got to describe it.
So someone's got to say it out loud. I guess so.
It's also how they come usually with their strategies and like fights and stuff.
Right.
With like, oh,
Or
this
how,
thing.
like,
and then like Avdol over here is just like, wait, we can do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Try this with your stand.
That's inevitably how some character finds like a new power.
Also, I've mentioned a couple characters. I'm going to quickly shout out to my boy Iggy from Part 3, who is literally a dog.
Oh, I loved Iggy. Rest in pieces. Rest in literal pieces. Literal pieces. So throughout the show, there are several different genres that are kind of shown throughout the different parts. Like the first part, you have like kind of like a Victorian, like Sherlock Holmes. Another part, in part 2, it's more like Indiana Jones, adventure-esque, and then there's like Around the World in 80 Days. Are there any that you would like to see in like upcoming seasons that are, or parts that you think would be an interesting like journey for the characters?
We've got our Gothic, we've got our Indiana Jones, we've got our Around the World in 80 Days. We have, however you would we've got our murder mystery. We have however you would describe the story of Golden Winds, kind of gang warfare-y.
Yeah, I suppose so.
We got a whole, I mean, it hasn't been released as a show, re-released a show yet, but when we get to Stone Ocean, we'll get to our weird, like, kind of socio-political religious thing. Then we'll get our weird horse race one, Steel Ball Run. Then our weird amnesia one. I mean, I would love to see more of like, okay, people who know me, this shouldn't be a surprise, but cosmic horror, maybe against some kind of like giant entity that's hard to understand, but given physical form, because I am a big fan of, Cthulhu, Lovecraft work. So I think like having kind of, not necessarily those exact kind of elements, but this a similar theming to how the villains, or even like to like the stands and how they work, would be a cool way to take things.
Awesome. And then as like a final question, what do you think is like the essence of the JoJo show?
So the biggest one, so the first thing that you'd get from basically any shonen type show is going to be that kind of drive to get to your goal no matter what, to not let any kind of obstacle stop you. But then that's heavily underlined in JoJo by this sense of camaraderie, and that you cannot succeed if you think you're going to do it all by yourself.
Right.
You can push as hard as you want, but without those other abilities from other people and the friends you make, you're not going to get as far as you think you can. Because not a single JoJo has ever succeeded in his mission by himself.
Right, so it's very like friendship oriented. Well, you sure do know your stuff when it comes to this show. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll be examining and critiquing the posing skills of our own crew. So stick around.
you love to do should be the path to figuring out what you will do.
Simply put, this is a show made by college students for college students.
Okay.
I got a stick figure. Cowboy.
Cowboy's right. Cowboy's correct.
Maybe go to South Street you instead. It'll be a comeback kid. Oh, that's 2. Yeet!
Welcome back, everybody. We are here with Kurt still. He just can't seem to find his way out of the building. And we are going to use his expertise to criticize the world-renowned experts in Jojo posing inside our own Tournament Arc family. Are you ready?
As ready as I can be.
All right. Well, I have assembled a highly talented group of individuals who are experts in matching the poses of Jojo's characters. And your job, your assigned mission, is to help me go through and critique their technique. On one side of the screen, you will see a crew member, and on the other, you'll be seeing an image of the actual character posing. You'll give them a score on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being, this is absolutely obscene, this is horrible, how dare you slander Jojo's name like this, 5 being, you could be Jojo himself. So, are you ready to start the public shaming or praising?
Give me the poses.
All right, let us begin.
Woo.
Okay.
I know this boy, our boy Chad, along with my boy Jonathan.
I like the hand.
The first of the Joestar line.
He's got the John Cena hand going.
You can't see me.
That's good. You can't see me, except we can.
Yeah, it's very clear. You're just waving your hand in front of your face.
It's
not doing
good.
anything.
He's got, I think the backhand is pretty good.
The backhand is positioned well. He's almost got that front hand perfect, even with the finger spacing.
I do take a slight issue with the legs.
Yes.
Though.
He's got the one leg is pretty decent position.
Right.
The other leg is way too far out.
Right.
He shouldn't be. It looks like he's trying to do a weird lunge.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going for like the Jojo or like some sort of like Michael Jackson.
So we're gonna
type
some weird
thing.
Michael Jackson move.
So what would you give it out of a 5?
Chad's a good friend. He's actually just started watching Jojo that I learned today, which gives me a little bit of a bias in this case. He's basically got it down pat except for that leg, so I'm gonna give him a 4 on this one.
4. Okay, I'm gonna say like a 4.3, just because I like to be the better person.
Understandable.
Yeah. And the only issue I have with the leg, so 4.3. So would you say yup or nope?
Yup.
Yup. Oh, this is cute. It's good.
So for all of you at home, you should know that this is the producer of the show, Will, trying to mimic my boy Polnareff.
Where would you like to begin with this one?
Let's start with the weird presenting hand that should be flipped and closed.
So
Namely, that it should be flipped and closed.
We're RSVPing to the negative for this
Oh
one
yeah,
from
we're
the beginning.
we're going right in.
Okay.
We're gonna tear it apart.
Okay.
This arm, while I understand the difficulty in getting that positioning just right,
I expect a point to your elbow.
point to your elbow. You need to hand it out more, kind of like you're being like, excuse me,
Boy.
boy.
You
Want to mess with me?
Just one solid boy, but like one pointy boy.
Yeah, but in this case, he looks more. He's going, I don't know.
Like,
Look at this.
I guess.
Even his face is kind of just like, well, I'm not sure.
I will say, to his credit, he is leaning.
Yes, he's got the
Is
got
it
the
the
lean,
correct lean? I'm not gonna say,
and the legs
but
are,
he is leaning.
The legs are in the right place. But-
He's giving it his all.
But like overall, he's kind of lost that feeling of like tension, of toughness.
Yeah.
And given it like threat
it's more-
that Polnareff has. It's more like I guess this will work.
Like, fight me? Question arc.
But if you feel like it, I don't want to force
like
you.
I don't want to be rude, but like fight me. So, what would you give this on a scale of 1 to 5?
I think we're going halfway there, 2.5.
2.5. I'm gonna give him a 3.5 because he is the producer and he's letting me host, and I would like to keep doing that. So, would you say yep or nope?
Will, I love you, buddy, but nope.
I'm gonna have to agree. It's a nope. Wow.
Robert.
Okay.
Rob.
Okay. Where's the crop top?
He needs a crop top, he needs a scarf, he
Where's
needs
the crop
gloves, he
top?
needs boots.
Where are my knee-high boots?
He's got the pose down.
Oh, the pose is
The arm
fantastic.
positioning.
I have no qualms with the
This
pose.
might be a little nitpicky, but I almost wish I could see the 2 bits of fingers that you see behind the arm on Joseph.
That, I'm gonna just tell you right now, that is very nitpicky.
It is very nitpicky.
But not inaccurate.
But when everything else is working, you know what? If that's when it's time to nitpick.
I mean, it's just so good. I don't even have words.
I am going to deduct some points for not being in the proper costume for this pose, because I think the costume's important for this one.
Although I won't, should clarify, nobody else has been in costume. But this
No.
pose is just so good.
Yeah.
That there's just,
And young Joseph is so good. How can you not?
so good. The goodest
Oh, yeah.
of good.
So I'm not gonna do it's not a big point deduction. I'm gonna just do 0.1 for each thing he's missing.
0.1. I will also
So I'm gonna bring him to a 4.5.
4.5. I think the pose is fantastic. He even has the angle of the legs down really,
Yeah.
really well. So I'm gonna give it a 4.7, just deducting for the 3 non-costume pieces. I was really hoping for that crop top.
Oh, I think everyone was.
I'm a little disappointed, but it's none of my business.
I'm sure he'll do better in the future.
Yeah,
If he poses again.
in the future, for sure. So is this a
I know,
yup
I know
or
where
a
he
nope?
lives. I'll make sure he does it.
Would you say yup or nope?
In this case, I'm gonna go, yep.
This is a definite yup for me as well. Okay.
Ah, Griffin.
Okay.
He's kind of got some of the color scheme down.
Black and white. It's not that hard.
The legs, they're in the right position, but reversed.
Right.
He's not doing the lean.
I would like to see a pop of green, maybe a green beanie instead
Right?
of the red line.
He doesn't have the right lean. He's got that natural lean as if you're taking a step forward.
Right.
He doesn't have that side
He doesn't
lean
have,
that Zappelli has.
There's not enough zhuzh to the lean.
Yeah. It's missing that certain je ne sais quoi.
A certain je ne sais quoi, if you will, to the lean.
He's not putting enough chutzpah into it.
The hands are very good though. This top hand.
Well, the top hand's pretty good.
Up here.
This hand, he's doing
This
more
hand,
of an awkward
are
thumbs
we
up
doing a
rather
thumbs,
than
are
a
we
come at me.
running a campaign thumbs up, I think is what that is. I like that he still has stripes, checkered hat,
Checkered,
same
similar. He's got the head
Same
tilt,
thing.
the slight head tilt.
Yeah, no, it's good. Same serious face.
No mustache.
I would have loved just a drawn-on mustache, not
a drawn-on geometric mustache.
None of this felt fakery, a drawn-on mustache.
Or just a real mustache, just grow it out.
Where's the real mustache?
Come on, man.
Where's our mustache?
We demand I mustache you to grow the mustache.
We mustache you to please grow a mustache. We are boycotting for you to grow a mustache.
Do it, Griffin.
But anyways, back to the people's business. 1 to
Yes.
5.
I'm gonna give him a 3.
A 3.
He could have done better, but he did his best.
He did his best with what he has, so therefore it's
So one
3.
awkward thumbs up for you, dude.
It's one awkward thumbs up. Is this a yup or a nope?
He's right in that middle ground, but I think I like Zappelli more. Sorry, Griffin. So I'm gonna go with a nope.
Oh, see, I want Griffin to like me, so I'm gonna say yup.
Oh no!
Who could this be? Didn't see this one coming at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I don't know how they got this picture of me.
I don't know. Where did they find such an authentic,
Look,
candid
it's definitely.
photo?
Hold on. Let me get into character.
Oh boy.
There we go.
Wow. Wow.
I've got
I just.
Jojo hat.
What is the photo? What is the real
Practically
person.
the same.
It is
Oh,
so
hey.
hard to tell at this point. That's really
Practically
good.
the same person.
I like, you got like the finger down, the pointing.
With the down,
You,
you see
sir,
that down
You're a
angle?
very good pointer.
You know what? I've
Very good
been
pointer.
practicing for years.
Really? How
I've
long has it
competed
taken?
nationally for
how
pointing.
long has it? Are you going to the pointing Olympics?
Oh, every year.
Every year? It only happens every 4 years. So
Yeah, I go every year.
Okay.
To the
Okay.
pointing Olympics.
I like it. I like it. I like
Sometimes I'm alone, but it's fine.
you got the hat tilt down.
Oh yeah.
The lean is good.
Oh, I'm conveniently wearing my Orange Media shirt.
Yeah, wow. No self-promo there, no, none of that. I would have liked a stronger stance from you though, sir.
Yeah.
Lock your knees. It's the only time
I
you should
will-
ever lock your knees.
I will say that this was done at like almost midnight.
Almost midnight. So like 11:45? 11:59.
11:59.
Like the last minute submission.
It's not like I need sleep.
Right. It's either like sleep for the week or sleep is for the week. You know,
Which I tend to go for the latter.
it's just one of those things. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to give you a 4 because I think you did really good, and it's a definite yep for me.
I mean,
You did really
look,
good.
I practically, except for the amazing stylish jacket, I'm essentially
Wouldn't we
Jojo
all just
Cujo.
love that jacket?
Oh, yeah.
With the big chain. It's awesome.
Very quick fun fact before I give myself my rating. Jojo Cujo, canonically, his hat is attached to his head.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's weird.
I love that.
So I'm going to give myself a 5 out of 5 and a yep.
And a
'cause
definite yep. Well, now that we have seen all the pictures, I think we can safely say that we have some extremely talented crew, although our producer, I think, has like a couple of things to work on, but that's a conversation for another time. When we come back, we will be unveiling a new segment called Drop or Watch, so be sure to stick around.
I'm OSU because I like orange, and I'm in the drum line. So it means something to me to be the sound of the school.
I'm OSU because I like being involved with leadership here on campus.
I am OSU because I'm passionate about sustainability.
I am OSU because I like how it's different from where I'm from.
I am OSU because I love enhancing the college experience.
I am OSU because I like helping students.
I'm OSU because I'm getting a chance to find myself here.
I am OSU because I want to leave a legacy.
I am OSU.
I am OSU.
I am OSU.
I am OSU. I am OSU.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we are unveiling a brand new segment called Drop or Watch. In Seasonal Showdown, I will pitch a show to Kurt highlighting a show from a season of currently airing anime. I think this will be a good way to provide more content for you, the audience, to watch. Today, I will be attempting to sell The Rise of the Shield Hero. So, the story is our protagonist, Naofumi Iwatani, is an average otaku who gets teleported to another world. Okay, so it's not like the most original plot for an anime, but Just give me a second. In this world he gets transported to, there is a legend about 4 legendary weapons wielded by people from other worlds. The sword, the spear, the bow, and the shield. The heroes will combine their powers to fight off an evil force. Here is where it gets interesting. Something happens in the first episode that places the shield hero as the villain in the land. He gets framed, causing him to have a hostile relationship with the people, and now he must help try to save them still. Along with this major plot point, the artwork and animation is extremely solid. It's expressive and interesting. The music also fits nicely between a video game soundtrack and with elements of general fantasy music. So, Kurt, based off of what I have just explained to you, is this a drop or is this a watch?
Well, it sounds to me like you essentially described Konosuba.
Okay, off to a great start.
Otaku being taken to another world. Although in this case, it seems like he didn't have to die first, like in Konosuba. I think it's interesting that they made it so the main protagonist gets kind of vilified initially and gets that hostile treatment from the people he's supposed to be saving.
Right off the bat.
Usually they just wait a couple episodes to introduce the character before they're like, hey, now everyone hates him.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting take.
They skip all the introduction and like, oh, this is why you suck.
Who needs introduction anymore? I mean,
honestly,
on a show like this, we already know what the intro is.
We already know.
It's going to be based off fantasy games and all that.
Exactly. So I will say I think it's very cool because it's like, you know, mixed between like a video game and an anime kind of situation, but that's just a personal opinion, and clearly I'm not the hired expert here, so obviously I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hired? What, are you getting paid?
No.
Oh.
No, yeah,
I was going to work some words with Will then.
Sorry to like mislead you about that. So, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. I would like to give a shout out to Tournament Arc's new online content that will be up during this term, so be sure to give that a look on the YouTube channel. Also, while you're there, don't be afraid to check out our other shows. I hope you all had a great time today, and I'm so excited to be hosting the new season of Tournament Arc. See you in 2 weeks during the next round. After all, it is a Tournament Arc. Goodbye.